Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome to my club of Cottontales, where it is a few minutes before noon. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome and thank you for joining me for yet again another Club Cottontail meeting. Today is Sunday, April 10th, 2022. Maybe you've read the title. That could be a variety of places. I swear that thing moves all the goddamn time. But the title simply states, pretty sure I am being ghosted. And then, of course, we got RDO at the end because that is what we have here. We have some Red Dead Online. The best game to just relax. The best game to just digress. So you mix it with Club Cottontail and it's perfection if perfection was something you seeked. So, yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna get the content spread and then just get all of the thoughts and feelings out of me brain. Holy shit! Oh, I thought for a second that that motherfucking thing was gonna just like, oh, the way it was coming running at me, I was like, oh great, I'm about to get fucking bum rushed by a goddamn ram. Whew, okay, okay, crisis slightly averted. Alright. You know, something hits different about being ghosted in all the different ways. Um, and it's so brazen. Like I remember ghosting back in like early 2000s. It wasn't really ghosting. Like you told a person when you weren't feeling it, and then they just disappeared like a ghost. Like I miss that type of ghosting where you actually get some information to why they did what they did. Like oh, but I will always stand by that ghostings will always be better than attempting to flourish something going nowhere. Regardless of where that connection could potentially flourish, it ain't going nowhere if a person isn't being honest. It's a sad. It's sad. It really is. Oh well, right? Okay. What was that? News feed, thank you. Live, right motherfucking now. Come say hello. And listen to my thoughts and feelings about our most recent ghosting that literally happened yesterday, because that was the day we were supposed to hang out with the person. So, I guess that would be the day that we said that we officially got ghosted. Although, the last I heard from this person was Thursday afternoon, and we were supposed to hang out yesterday. But, fuck me for trying to reconnect with an old friend. It's just so fucked up because I had mentioned that I had a lot of leeriness with reconnecting with an old friend because the last time that we attempted to reconnect with an old friend, they did some hard drugs the whole fucking time and I was very uncomfortable and it was the one of the only times I've ever ghosted someone because I did. Once she dropped me back off at my house, I removed her from Facebook. I deleted her from every text message that I had, and when she tried to contact me, I didn't respond because I'm not about that life. You put my life in danger. You made me feel absolutely unsafe. Very, very unsafe. So, I'm glad that that individual, but I truly don't understand why, like, literally weeks ago, we made plans to hang out. And then on Tuesday, we solidified the plans to hang out this weekend. And then last I heard from them was Thursday afternoon. And it was just reconnecting with an old friend. I got ghosted on friendship. But if I'm being completely honest, the whole tone and mood changed as soon as they realized that I was not purposely flirting with them. which I could tell. I talked about here in Club Cocktails. I felt like there was flirty undertones to the conversation, but I didn't think they were actually flirting with me. And when I did think they were actually flirting with me, I threw something out, but their response was very non-flirtatious. So I was like, okay, that's just their normal flirty way. And then they bring it up like, oh, you started it by saying this, and I'm like, no, because I wouldn't purposely flirt with someone because I don't want to be the aggressor. I have been the aggressor in every single relationship I have ever had. All of them. But especially the romantic ones. Because I'm just the type of person that I see it, I want it, I get it. Or I find out that I can't have it, and then I go about my merry way. That's always how I've been. I don't want to obtain romance or even connections that way anymore. I want someone to have a natural flow of connection with me, and especially if it's romantic, I want them to show that they have interest, and then honestly, the moment that someone shows interest and I have interest in them, they'll probably instantly notice, like, whoa, I didn't, you're more chatty than me. And I'm like, yeah, I just didn't want to be the aggressor. I'm very aggressive. I just don't want to be the aggressor for the millionth time in another relationship. And it's just so sad that the whole tone changed when they realized that I was not flirting with them. And it's just so crazy. So it's like, without having information to actually know why they ghosted, all I can do is assume. And assuming does make an ass out of you and me, but I think my assumption is right. I think that they probably were hoping to get something from hanging out yesterday that wasn't necessarily going to happen. And see, the sad part is that if they had even put an iota of effort into actually getting to know me now, and if they had interest in that sort of way, actually showing it, I might have went for it because they are already a notch on my goddamn pole. But if in all honesty, I think this whole experience has just shown me that, even if they have already got a notch on my pole, I don't want that. I don't want casual anything. And, as much as it hurts being ghosted for seemingly no fucking reason, and especially when I was attempting to try to reconnect with an old friend who really they just talked it all up. They were being a liar. They were like, "Oh, I'm so excited to hang out again. Oh, it's going to be awesome like meeting your new friends with an old friend, and oh, I'll show you my rock collection and we'll go do this, that, and the other thing." And in the end, you never even fucking messaged me. I'm never going to be your friend ever. And they even said like, "Oh, I've always considered you a close friend." Is this how you treat your close friends? Cuz I don't want to be it. I don't even want to be associated with you. I've had to be so mindful to not message them again because there's no fucking point. It's very clear that they're ignoring my messages, so there's no reason in being like, "Why'd you ghost me? What the fuck?" Because it won't matter. They are not they are not worth any more than me getting my thoughts and feelings out here in Club Cottontail and then doing my best to be mindful to just purge them. I don't want people in my life who don't want to be in my life. Especially not people who can't communicate. Can't take when I am saying things to you and instead of using it against me, just get to know me. Like, I literally told this person that it's been very difficult for me to make plans with people. No one ever really wants to hang out. I've mentioned that many times. And then for them to ghost me, fuck you. You're a fucking cunt. That's probably why, and this is where I don't need to speculate on their life, but when people treat other people like that, especially when you're saying that, "Oh, I consider you a close friend, I'm excited to do this, that, and the other thing," and then you choose to ghost, that's probably why your relationships are shitty. Because for me, people are like, "Oh, well, you don't have a relationship." I have a shit ton of relationships. It's why I don't need any more friendships. I don't I don't need more friends. I got a buttload of friends. They're all introverted, and that's shitty. So I could use some more extroverted friends, which I thought they were, which just adds more salt to this wound. But it's like I don't need friends. I have a shit ton of friendly love and soulmates. I crave that consistent connection because I don't have that. But the most thing that I crave is a connection that right from the beginning it has that romantic undertone because you can tell that you're attracted to each other. But instead of just feeding off of the physicality, you get to know the person. You enjoy the shell, so now let's see if I like the innards, you know? And it is like pulling teeth, adult teeth with no novocaine, trying to get conversation out of grown ass adults. Like, I'm 30 fucking 5. It should not be this difficult to get people to communicate with you. But now we have sufficiently spread the content and it's officially afternoon, so we are live right motherfucking now. Come say hello, Kottontales. Come dive into the moisture that is Club Kottontale is going to help me. We have our first toke of the day all loaded and ready and prepared. I do have to grind some more out because future Ember will be quite annoyed if we don't do that. But it was important for me to get, well, a good amount of thoughts and feelings out, but also spread this moist content. Ah, yes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm being ghosted. I can't for 100% say because, you know, it they could message me and say something, you know, whatever. I really don't give a fuck what they have to say at this point because even if they did message me back, I'm not going to message them back. I am being very mindful to not send them any more of my direct thoughts and feelings. That's why we're here in Club Cottontail. Because they do not deserve to to hear my pleas, you know what I mean? Just like they felt that I don't deserve to know why they chose to make all of these plans just to not go through with them whatsoever. It's very very intriguing, but since they are an old friend, it's going to be really interesting when my friends start asking me, "What old friend did you try to reconnect with?" And then I'll tell them and they'll be like, "Really?" And I could see this particular person losing some connections and friends because you chose to ghost me. Because, see, unlike you, who has mentioned that you don't have any of your old circles and any of your friends that you've had since high school, I still do. Because, see, I communicate. I flourish relationships. I don't ghost people after making a bunch of false promises and lies. Just false promises and lies. That's all it was. It's quite annoying. Bit pathetic. Mostly annoying. But at least we're somewhat used to being ghosted. I have been ghosted on meetups. I have been ghosted on dick dates. And now I can say I've been ghosted on friend reconnections. All of the type of ghostings. Oh, and we have a lurker. Hello, lurker. You can't say that you're here for the RDR content, because you already know. Ain't gonna be a lot of that. You know, for a person with a name like McCool, this is very uncool. Alright. Well, hopefully we get someone to come chill. And hopefully chat with us, but at least chill with us. So it is 12:10. Rainbow will be home at 3. So probably around 2:30 we'll end the content to get prepared for Rainbow to come home. If I'm being completely honest, I am not ready for her to come home. I am still quite exhausted from the previous week. There was so much that happened in the previous week that it was just very exhausting. And then to add on being ghosted yesterday, when I was, I had all of my nerves and stuff for hanging out, but I was really quite excited. I was really quite excited to, reveal and heal myself more with the Voldemort situation because we were going to, his wording, swap war stories on past relationships. I was looking forward to that because the more that I reveal, the more that I can heal. So I'm kind of glad that I still, even though, they chose to ghost me, I still chose to go hang out with my friend. And I got to meet one of her old friends who I ended up having some really good conversations with. So I ended up getting really good conversations with an old friend. It just wasn't my old friend. um, I am really glad though because usually when that sort of thing happens, I I end up just getting within my head and you know I'm really glad that I didn't just sit and stupor in the fact that I was ghosted yesterday. I got up and walked to my friend's house, and it ended up working out really nicely. I was hung out with her until about 10:30, and then I got a ride home. It was nice, just chilling, token, chatting, you know. Um, but it wasn't enough. Rainbow left Thursday morning, leaving me the rest of Thursday to myself, which Thursday felt like a fever dream. Friday was fairly okay, but it was a little wishy-washy because, like, it was like, am I going grocery shopping? Am I not going grocery shopping? Ended up not. Ended up doing that Saturday morning. But that kind of, like, made the beginning part of Friday a bit wishy-washy. And then we made a little bit of content, if I remember correctly. And then we went to my friend Leah's and hung out for a few hours. And that was lovely. And then Saturday I got my grocery shopping done and everything. Um, and then, went and hung out with my friend Leah. And now it's Sunday. Rainbow will be home in a few hours. And I do my Monday through Friday again. Just doing the mermy duties like I always do. And hoping that on my weekends, I will actually get to hang out with people. It hurts because I told them how much I don't get social interaction. I told them how hard it is to get people to make plans with me, to tell someone that, and for them to just do this. I wish I could build up these walls that everyone talks about. When people do horrible things to them, they just build up this wall to keep people from doing it again. And I wish I could do that. I wish I could build a wall to keep people out so then when I attempt to make plans with people, it wouldn't hurt so much when they do this. I wish I could feel just a little less deeply sometimes. But at the same time, I don't want that because I need to be exactly who I am in order for my prince to find me and give me all the things that we can give to each other. I'm so tired of flaky people. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to not be a flaky person. Cheers to Travis McCool. I hope that whatever you did yesterday was worth making me feel like this, which I don't think you care even though you said you did. So I do. I hope that you had a fabulous Saturday. And thank you for doing this now so that I don't attempt to flourish a friendship. Because, I thought you were going to be my extroverted friend, that person that I talk to every day, that I get to hang out with more consistently and tell about different stories and stuff like that. So, you know what? Thank you for ghosting me early on so that I don't put any more effort or feelings into getting to know you again. Thank you for ghosting me so I don't continue to flourish something that's going absolutely nowhere. I gotta pet some doggies. I went to check my mail, but also get my rent receipt. And for one, my neighbors just got a new door, and it is sexy. It's like this beautiful cherry wood. But anyways, aside from the door, a sexy, sexy door. Um, because I always check my mail envelope, because sometimes it's been in there. If it's not in there, I knock on the door, and then I go. There's a designated spot where I put my rent, and the receipt will be there sometimes. So the receipt was there. Grabbed the receipt, and Rosie and Dax, the two doggies, they're up there. They were like, wagging their tails. And Rosie, she sat so sweet and looked up at me with those puppy dog eyes. I'm just like, oh. So I got some good doggy pets in. And some licks. I'm pretty sure Dax licks me. He's a licker. He's a bit of a puppy still, so. Um, I like, I don't like when I wake up to a dog barking for no reason. But I like that there's doggies on the premises because having dogs that bark at strangers is a good sort of home defense. So, it makes me feel safer. Like, that's one thing is like, I do feel a lot safer here than I did when I was living in the house that I shared with Voldemort. The more I'll heal more and more each year, but especially the more that I reveal, the more that I heal. And not just revealing things to myself. Like, coming here to Club Cottontale gets thoughts and feelings out, but on certain subjects like Voldemort, essentially it's just talking to myself. Like, I need to tell other people. I need to talk about it, The more I reveal, the more I heal. And, I'm really, really glad that I still went to my friend's house yesterday. I really, really am. Because I had such a fabulous time getting to chat about all sorts of different things. And it was just really, really lovely. Whereas usually on my weekends, I'd sit and be just here in my cave by myself or come here to Club Cottontale by myself. I spend a lot of time by myself and I may never get that extroverted friend like I so solely hope for. I'm pretty, especially after yesterday, I'm pretty set in that the next extroverted relationship I get will be one that will flow like any natural connection, acquaintances into friendship, into close friends, into best friends, yada yada yada. But it will be with a person that's always got romantic undertones to it. I just, I can't say without a doubt because there's so many things that can happen in the world. You, it would be kind of stupid to not have doubts to say something. Like nothing goes just one way usually. Um, so I might end up getting an extroverted friend and just a friend. But I think the next extroverted person in my life will be someone that will bring the romance into my life. And, there will be a person who, maybe they've never been called a prince and they've never called someone a princess. But because I am a princess and they will take the time to understand how it is that I am the way that I am. And, I won't even have to tell them to call me princess. They'll just do it. Because I don't tell people to call me it ever. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a motherfucking princess, but it's never been that sort of thing like, you call me princess right now. Like, because it's not like that, um, at all. When someone calls me princess, I swoon and I giggle and I blush. Like, I could just even say it to myself right now. It's like literally all that makes another human being that I would date a prince is that I'm the princess. And it's like, people are like, oh, you mean you're a queen? I'm like, no, I'm a princess. And they're like, oh, well, you want to be treated like a princess, not a queen? I'm like, don't get it twisted. If you want to play it like that, treat me like a queen, but call me princess. It's just about the way that the word princess makes me happy. Like, I plan on changing my last name to Princess, for fuck's sake. I could be Amber Queen if I wanted to, but I want to be Amber Princess. I want to, when I go to the DMV and they call your last name first, they'll go, instead of Louis, Amber, it'll be Princess Amber. Yes, present. Oh, we missed 420, but that's okay. Because when 12:20 happens. It's 4:20 somewhere, but if you wait 1 minute, it becomes 12:21, so it's 1221. It's satisfying. So, cheers to that satisfaction. Amber, thank you for coming to Club Cottontale. This is definitely needed to get all the thoughts and feelings, the too many thoughts that we have had on yesterday. So thank you for not stewing in bed, trying to force Z's, probably start crying, wondering why this person said all these lies to me. Like, the worst part is people who ghost, they don't care that they've hurt you. You know, it goes one of two ways. The person who's been ghosted either is like, I saw that happening. You know, I feel like my other old friend that I tried to connect with, I feel like she knows why I ghosted her. You know what you did when we hung out, type of thing. Um, so, you know, she may be a little hurt, you know, because she thought she was going to make a friend, but she probably very much understands why I didn't want to be associated with her. And then the opposite side is not knowing why and being hurt by it. But either way, the person who ghosted most likely doesn't feel hurt for you because they ghosted for a reason. Whatever reason it was, they did it for a reason. So they probably don't hurt. So the person who ghosted me yesterday, you know, this person that I have known since 2004, whom, you know, in 2008, 2009, I called them my best friend. You know, a person whom we didn't ever really talk a lot throughout the years, but we did try to reconnect a couple times, 2014, 2016, you know, and then now 2022 try to reconnect again, and seemingly everything was lovely until just the whole tone changed, and then it just stopped. Oh, fucking well, right? Now that we got a little bit of medicine in us, got a good amount of thoughts and feelings out, let's see what our daily challenges are. Ugh, I feel all dizzy. We almost had a panic attack earlier talking about some of that stuff. Ugh. The one heart that will always beat for you. Your heart. Ooh, easy. Easy. Not so easy. Okay. Oh, actually, easy. Because there's this. Those are non-player enemies. So, I don't know if my hand can do it. What weapon do we have on us? Bolt action. Should probably grab our horse and do something other than an arrow. I'm gonna need all guns for... Let's not bring a bow to a gunfight. I love it. One of my friend's daughters... Oh, was it? Fuck! I want to say it was Tristasia. Because I'm pretty sure Trinity was sitting next to me, and Tristasia was on the bed. Well, anyways, we're hanging out with Leah and her twin girls, and I'm pretty sure it was Tristasia. She's like, your hair's like Cruella de Vil, and I'm like, yes! Yes, it is. But I like it's one thing to like think it and say it to yourself. It's a whole other thing to have someone else say it, and it felt so good. Only yeah, I love my hair so much. Like I haven't enjoyed having dark hair like this probably since like it's hard to pinpoint it because I do change my hair a lot. Um, but I know that in like I want to say it was 2016, sometime between 2014 and like 2016, I had had this awesome galaxy hair that was like purples and blues, but it also had bits of black in it, and it was like half and half. It was like half bits of blue and purple, half black, but it was like bits and pieces. Like it was the best. It was galaxy hair, and it was fucking phenomenal. Um, and that was probably the last time I put like black hair in my hair. And then there was time where I had all black and I had some green, and I want to say that was like 2015. But see, those all had like black in color. This is like mostly black with just like the lack of color. Um, this is definitely the most black hair that I've had, or dark hair, in a while, because it looks black to the naked eye, but it actually is faded to a very lovely, like charcoal chocolate color. Which is very similar to my natural root color, so I'm so fucking happy. Like when I look at my hair, there's no difference, and I'm so thankful for that. It is going to be a little bit different when it starts to get more. Like right now, my roots aren't very much. You can see from the comparison of where the blonde is, it's just like a sliver of darkness down there. Um, as it grows, we'll be able to get more of my natural hair, and especially since we're getting it's springtime going into summer, my natural hair color has a lot of blonde in it, so it lightens up quite well. So I'll just have to see if I can still kind of do an illusion to make it look like it's the same color, because my hair's not black. My natural hair color is not black. My natural hair color isn't even dark brown. The roots show dark brown because most people's roots are darker than their natural hair color. My natural hair color is like a medium brown. Like it's brown. It's not dark brown, it's not light brown, but it can go. In wintertime it does get a little bit darker, more of a chestnutty um, mahogany, and then in summertime it's been known to get as light as like dirty blonde on itself. But that was like a decade ago. Like I'm not even sure what my hair would do now, because I do have a lot of gray hair. When I shaved my hair last year, literally this time last year I was bald. Hey yo, which is insanity because of that fucking hair growth. Like how you doing? But anyways, and that's with a trim. Like I digress. So during that grow out of my bald head, when it got to like this length, I could just, for one, my hair was like my natural hair color. It was just this beautiful medium brown with red and blonde undertones to it. But I also could see these like slightly longer hairs that were like silver and white. And I was like, oh my god, that's a gray hair. That's a gray hair. And then like I would do this and it was just like gleam of gray. Like it was like every other hair was a gray hair. And I was like, oh, didn't like it. And then shortly after that is when we started dyeing our hair again, because I just did not want to see all of that. Now I kind of want to see it. I'm very kind of curious to know what my natural hair color might be, and that's usually when I do the dark hair dye. It's because I want to see what my natural hair color would be. So the hopes is that we're gonna keep this style for a while, where I have this blonde chunk. So as my hair grows, the chunk will grow, and eventually I'll have bangs, but there's still this chunk on the side here that's not bangs. So that will come down. So I just imagine, a streak of platinum with my natural hair color. Um, I do still want to take my hair very long, because that was sort of like the plan when I shaved my head, is I want to see what my hair is in all the different hairstyles. Um, I've seen my hair in quite a few, but by doing it bald, I was able to see myself with bald head, which I learned that I look fantastic with a bald head. Um, and then I've learned like some of the other lengths of hairstyles that I actually quite enjoy. But I need to see if one, I can stay with the upkeep, because upkeep of long hair is just ridiculous. And you shed. Everyone sheds. Sure, your short hair sheds. You just don't see it like the long strands. Um, I honestly foresee myself wanting, like, keeping a length that's about here to where it's long enough that it hits my shoulders and I can feel that brush of hair, but it's, um, still short enough that it's not out of control with the shedding, but also long enough that I can pull it up into a half ponytail, do little space buns if I want. I could even put it in a cute little ponytail. Like, I'd like to have, like, one of those adorable little ponytails. And I feel like between here and here will give me that sort of ness that I want. But we shall see. I may end up keeping, because I really like this hairstyle too. Um, just this sort of like cute short. It's not really a bob. It's kind of like a floofy bob, maybe. I don't know. It's freaking amazing. I also know that I really like myself with long swiped bangs. I like myself with the straight bangs and super long hair. It's just kind of like seeing which one I like the most at this portion of my life. And I may always be that person that just constantly is changing their hair. I never really have like a go-to hairstyle, so to speak. Like I always just kind of like am constantly changing it up. Who knows? I think the most disappointment that I have with the ghosting that happened is that I've always had intriguement in them, you know? So that's why back in the day I saw it, I wanted it, I went for it. I'm just not that person anymore. So it just like it's so many conflicting feelings because like I thought that they had romantic interest, but really I feel like they just wanted sex, because as soon as like I explained like no, that's not, I'm not purposely flirting type of thing. Um, I don't want to be the aggressor. I said that, I don't. I've always been the aggressor, and I don't want to be the aggressor in relationships anymore, especially romantic ones. And I thought that they would be like, "Oh, okay, so I just need to put a little more effort if I have interest in you." And if they had said anything along that realm, you see how I'm smiling right now? It's because they would have had a chance. Like, but now I know that everything transpired the way that it is because they're not gonna be that prince. They probably always just had, that alternative motive and couldn't communicate it. For me, I've always been a person to communicate what I want. That's probably the one thing that if it evolved, it just evolved to even more honesty because I've always just been that person. Like, I say what I mean and I mean it when I say it. Now, I've always been a very flirty person. I've had people tell me, "You're flirting with me." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then they repeat back what I said, and I'm like, "That I was not flirting. I'm sorry if you feel like it was, but I was not. When I actually am flirting, I own up to it. And see, the funny thing with this particular person is they tried to say that I flirted first, but I didn't. I thought that they were flirting with me, so I go, "Are they flirting?" Like, I thought that in my head because there's always this, like, flirty undertone, but we've always been flirty people, so that's all I chummed it up to. So when I felt like they were actually flirting, I was like, okay, let's do a flirt, but put friendly undertones on it and see where they pick up on it. Okay? They picked up on the friendly part, so I was like, oh, okay. It's just friendly flirting. And I thought nothing of it until they were like, "Oh, you started it with that comment." And this was like a week after it happened, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I didn't lie because I didn't start it because I did that in response to something they did. And it's just like I am very intuitive when it comes to flirting. So it's like I could tell every single thing that they were doing, and they just kept trying to put it in my court, just trying to kept getting me to be the aggressive one, and that's why I said what I said. So it all happened for a reason, but I never pegged that person to be the type to ghost someone, especially someone that they said and claimed they considered a close friend. Who ghosts close friends? That's like, it's insanity to me. Like, But that, I'm the type of person that I'm only going to ghost you if you literally put my life in danger. Like the last person that I tried to reconnect with, didn't feel safe when she was driving. I didn't feel safe when we were just hanging out in her home. I did not feel good when we went to the mall and the looks and stuff. Like it was just a very like there was portions of it that were enjoyable because like I got my Sailor Meow sticker. I got my Ned Flounders. I know that if I'd never went with her that day, I would never even know that the Ned Flounders existed. But it's like I'm glad that I went and I know that that store exists and that Ned Flounders exists. Like I almost want to grab you and point you to the Ned Flounders sticker. It's essentially Flounder from Little Mermaid, just Flounder with Ned's face. They put a mustache on him. He's got the glasses. The fucking mustache is in Flounder's blue fin color. It is the best sticker I have ever seen. So, like, I'm glad that I attempted to reconnect with her, but I'm also glad that I ghosted. Like, and that's why I always say that ghostings are good, whether on whatever side that you're on it. But when you're on the opposite side, where you are the person being ghosted, there's this that potentiality of it hurting a lot. Um, like in that particular with that girl, I don't think she might be hurting a little bit because she was hoping to have a friend to hang out with daily. But it's like, girl, you know what you were doing. So if you thought about it, you'd be like, oh well, makes sense to why she did what she did. Me being she did what she did because I ghosted her. But in other cases, it's like it can really hurt. Like I'm, it hurts like in my chest. Like understand why. I don't understand why the events of the last few days happen. I just don't understand why at all, at all, at all, at all. And it's really frustrating because they were being, very communicative and stuff like that. And that's how I knew that it was like different and changing is because they would go from like messaging very often to full day passing, and then just haven't heard at all. And it's like, oh, but I just like why? And I'm never gonna get an answer why. You never do get an answer why to why someone ghosts you, and you just have to keep that mentality that being ghosted is better than flourishing somewhere something that's going nowhere. You know, that's why the person ghosts, and that's why the person who gets ghosted has to have that mindset. Like me when I, attempted to reconnect with that girl, it was now like a couple months ago. It was last summer, it was a while ago. We attempted to reconnect with her, but I ghosted her because that relationship was going nowhere. It was going absolutely nowhere, and there was like I literally like I was even trying to think of ways that like I could do an intervention and help her get help or something like that, but it all just scared me. I was scared. I was not comfortable. You know, so I I keep that outlook when I get ghosted. Like even yesterday, like he ghosted because of whatever reason he felt was deemed necessary. Um, and I'm just kind of left wondering why, because there was no real definitive thing. Like I can assume it's because he felt like he wasn't going to get what he wanted or whatever, when I thought the only thing that we wanted was to reconnect, to have a conversation, to talk about the last decade plus of our lives, because we haven't hung out in person since 2000 and fucking 10ish. Like 2009, 2010 is the last time I'd hung out with this person. That's 12 years ago. So it'd been over a decade, and it's just like, so I don't know what I did. I would understand if I had been doing a hard drug like my other person that I tried to reconnect with, and they felt uncomfortable. But like, conversation was good until I had said that I didn't purposely flirt, and I was just open and honest. That's when the whole tone changed. I and you're left to kind of go off of assumptions because I'm not going to get an answer to why. Oh well. But I think the universe did this on purpose because I was already kind of having that thought of if they put some effort, I might do something that I know that I really don't want to do. You know, I have to be mindful, not let the slutty ambers lead. I have to be mindful because I don't want that. And I allowed myself to think like, oh, maybe I could. Like, so it's good that they didn't put any effort towards it because I don't want that, It would have ended up like some of the other experiences from 2020, just kind of like, I'm glad that we attempted to see if we wanted that, but we don't. No. Like, the next time that I make Snoo Snoo, it will be with number 17. It would be a person, if I know them, will never have had coitus before. And it will be because we've got an emotional connection and the sexual attraction, and, you know, we're ready to go to the next level type of thing. Like, it's out there and I feel it. Oh, I feel it. Others feel it for me. I always like it's kind of shitty sometimes when I talk about stories to people because they just get that sad puppy dog face. They just feel sad for me. A lot of my a lot of my friends that oh damn it, I don't want to cry. A lot of my friends that I had talked about, that I was reconnecting with someone, and I had been talking about all the different things. So they were like excited and nervous for me. Literally all of them are just like, I'm so sorry. Like, that's all they just kept telling me when, my friend didn't hang out with me yesterday. All my girlfriends that I talked to about, they're just like, I am so sorry. Like, because they knew how much I was looking forward to it, how much I had to build up to get to that realm. Like, but see, that's why I'm glad that they did what they did because they don't care about my thoughts and feelings. Because if they did, they wouldn't have done what they did. So, that's okay. I mean, it's not okay when a person does a mess up thing, but in the end, it's going to be okay. And that's why we say, it's okay because in the end, it is going to be okay. Man, the game put me in a beautiful spot. I'm also glad that it only had that one little bout of rain. It hasn't rained since. We just got the beautiful mountains, some snow-capped mountains over here. Just splendid. We're hiding in the bush like a creeper. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Our first toke of the day is almost gone, and our grinder is empty. Well, I mean, it's not empty. It's got a little fluffs in there, but let's take... Whenever I get large quantities, because usually I buy in ounces, like, and I get good deals, like the ounce that I got of scoops, it was $30 for an ounce. But you have like this giant bag, so I don't like carrying around a little giant bag. So we have this cute little honeycomb jar that I had gotten from an old friend, Nicolioli. See, and like in that situation, like that's one thing is I'm always gonna have respect and love for Nicole because we both kind of felt the weirdness and she didn't just ghost me. She communicated that it would be better for both of our mental health to go our separate ways, I know that she probably is always going to think of me and I'm always going to think of her, but it is better, because we can't give each other what we need type of thing. But we have respect for each other. That's, I know she has respect for me because she communicated it type of thing. She was rude in some of her communications, but she felt I was rude in what I was saying. So, tit for tat, it is what it is. But at least she had respect enough to talk it out instead of just disappearing like so many people. So, yeah, I'm very thankful. I've had a lot of good relationships in my life. Not any good romantic ones. I've had ones that could have been good, but my first long relationship that I had, it was with a person who was so shy. I took his virginity. He, had never had a girlfriend. Like, I was a lot of that man's first. And a lot of his last, because there's things that we did that he's yet to be able to ever do again. Um, and that was very much like that puppy love. And then there was Dan, and it's like, I know that he actually did love me, but at the same time, he didn't respect me because of the things that he did. But I also didn't respect me either, because when he did the things that he did, I never voiced that it made me feel the way it did. Um, but, in that particular relationship, I tried to break up with that man, and he was just straight looked at me, no, you're not going anywhere. I don't even remember what he said after that. But we didn't break up, not until he broke up with me. That was so fucking crazy. It was volatile on both sides. I wasn't honest about all of my health challenges, and I wasn't honest about the things that he did that I didn't like. And when I did bring up things like, cause I don't like lying. And you're not gonna be fucking rude to me in like public type of thing. Did my horse just fucking bum rush me? Did that just seriously just happen? Um, so it's like we cared for each other, we loved each other, but I respected him, but he didn't respect me, and I didn't respect myself. So it's like, whereas it had the potentiality to be probably like that true love, it wasn't, because there was no communication on that part. And even to this day, he refuses to accept that I have mental health challenges. So, um, not gonna work out. So it was like, it's like the volatile true love, and then you have the fake love. Everyone experiences a fake love, unfortunately, especially if you're just a super romantic person and can be blinded. And as we already know, Voldemort was that fake love for me. So we've yet to have that true. We've had the toxic romance, we've had the fake romance, we've had the puppy love. My fairy tale is coming. I know it is. For now, I'll just continue to watch other people get theirs. Maybe it's a temporary fairy tale, maybe it's their forever fairy tale. That's one thing that you never really know, if it's temporary or forever, until you start living it. It's like when I met, some of the people I met, like my best bitch Shelly and my best duder Raimundo. It's like when I met them, I just knew that they were gonna be in my life forever. So it's like, you know. But sometimes we can't be honest with ourselves. So when I met people when I was 17, there was definitely some people that I thought would be friends forever, and they're not. But if I was being completely honest with the feeling, I knew that that was how it was going to be. Because you just with the first time meeting someone, you know if you're going to be attracted to them. And some people go, well, that doesn't always happen, because um, you can get to know someone's personality, and you sort of develop a attraction for them. And I was talking to someone about that. I'm like, that's true, but that still doesn't change the fact of a physicality thing that you're not attracted to. You're now attracted to them, but it's in a different way. For me, I want to have that initial attraction, because I'm very much like, I love staring at my partner and be like, you're cute. But what I find attractive, I have been told by many people, um, is not always something that other people find attractive. Like, um, shoot, my only ex that people were like, damn, he's fine, was Dan. The other people, they were like, Amber? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, and then I start talking about it, like, okay, I can see that. Hey, they're like, through your love goggles, I see what you see, type of thing. Like, you're just attracted to what you're attracted to. You know what I mean? But, like, especially that puppy love, Poshua is what I'd call him. His name was Joshua, but I'd call him Poshua. Um, No one. Everyone was like, and they would tell him, which I feel bad for him that people would say that to him, because they'd be like, oh, Amber's out of your league. And it's like, bro, there is no leagues. Like, that's so rude to say to someone. Like, if someone has interest in you, you are in their league. Case in point, period. Bam. If someone doesn't have interest in you, you're not in their league. Case point, period. Bam. Like, So it's frustrating that like people would tell me all the time, "Oh, Amber, you could do so much better than him," yada yada yada, and I'm like, I like him, I love him, I enjoy their being, and I found him very attractive. There's still different like it changes, like he still has gorgeous eyes, and I'm sure he's still very well endowed, but just the person that he is just like, so after you get to know someone, that definitely changes your outlook on him. But that's why I want to like meet someone where we have that like ooh, like that magnetism, that just that draw to each other, and then we get to know each other and see, do we have that same draw to each other's personalities. And then it's the ultimate seeing if that spark is there, having that first kiss and seeing if it just makes us melt, or if we feel nothing, you know and then if we feel something and we melt, we go further, but it's probably one of the most frustrating things about being a romantic person and really hoping for a romance is that people seem to think that you just want to instantly have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It's like they don't think that you have that mindset at all to flow in the natural flow. But then I tell people how long I've been single, and they go, "Oh." They're like, "Why have you been single for so long?" And I'm like, did you forget all the things that we previously talked about?" I am not rushing into anything. But it does feel weird that if we get to November of this year, which I most likely will, but you never know. So much can happen in a day, in a week, in a month. So, it's fucking April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 7 months. That's a long time. A lot can happen in 7 months. I could very much have a romantic prospect in that time span. But just by, like, a romantic prospect don't mean I have a boyfriend or girlfriend. So if I am, still boyfriend or girlfriendless come November 1st, I'll be 3 years that I have been single. Is very weird. I The longest I ever was single after a relationship was maybe 6 months, maybe 7 or 8, but definitely not a year. Um, so I'm glad that I'm not sort of I'm being mindful. I'm watching for those red flags. I'm listening to the connection, because I've had intense feelings for people, but then they ended up being jerks. They ended up ghosting. And I would have not learned any of that early on if I wasn't being mindful. So I'm very thankful, but man, it's a weird realm to be in. And then people just think that I want to get laid, and I'm like, dude, I tried that after my marriage ended, and I put myself back into the dating world. Like, 2020 was that been there, done that type of situation. The last attempt to kind of get an FWB was I had started talking to them the end of 2020, and then they ghosted me just before February of 2021. And that was the last person I slept with. It was January of last year, and I had hoped to turn them into a friends with benefit. I thought that, oh man, I thought that that was about to be like the most moist rendezvous for both of us. But they weren't being honest yet again. Go fucking figure. And then they even went to say that, I did certain things, but like they had never mentioned any of that. Like if I'm doing something that makes you uncomfortable, or I'm saying something that you don't like you gotta say something. Kind of in the way that like all he kept doing was talking about his two ex-girlfriends, and I voiced that I was like, can we talk about something else? And then he even asked, he's like, "Do you want to talk about your ex?" And I'm like, "No, not really. I told you that that's such." And then, I had explained to him that that's still a very volatile situation because at that time, that was like autumn going into winter of 2020. Like I had only been separated single for a year, and I was still living with them, trying to get divorced. Like there was a lot going on, and I was honest about all of it. The issue is that other people don't seem to want to bring the same honesty. And other people keep telling me, they're like, that's because, honesty is a difficult thing for people. And, most people don't really know how to handle someone who is being so extremely honest. So, there is someone out there who's just going to be like, damn, you're refreshing, and they won't be saying that as a lie. Because I've had it said many times where a person that I was trying to attempt to get to know, they're just like, you're so refreshing. Like, they loved all the things that I did, but yet they didn't want to do any of, like, it just, ugh. And that's why, I am trying to build little walls. That's why I'm using my mindfulness to not try not to get my hopes up too much that a new connection could flourish. Keyword trying. We're not doing so hot. Because it just hurts when you try to get, make new connections and the other person's not putting same effort, or, they're putting effort, but then all of a sudden it stops and changes and becomes super weird. Ah, Jeebus. Had to be 1022. 1022 is a number that will forever haunt me. That puppy love, because 1022, I don't remember the year. I could probably pinpoint the year if I really thought about it, but 1022 was the day that me and Pashua got together. The very first time, because he was my one and only relationship where we broke up and then got back together. I've never done that, and I'll never do that ever again. He was the only boyfriend that we kind of like took a break, type of thing. Like, we didn't even count the time that we were broken up because it was like 2 or 3 months. We didn't count that, we just said that, like, it was just a break type of thing. Never done that, never will do that ever again. When I was married, we did separate in July of 2019 because of all the shit was happening, and, I, being the type of person I wasn't going to go just give up without at least trying. They had already given up, but that's because they were doing what they were doing during all of that. So from July 2019 to November, it was the rest of July, because it was July 19th. So the end of July, all of August, all of September, and all of October. I gave him 3 months. We tried to work on it, and it wasn't going to happen. So November 1st of 2019, we separated to a single. But we were still legally married. Our marriage, we haven't even been divorced for a year yet. Like, I mean, everything happens for the reasons that it happens, and whereas, like, I wanted to get the divorce proceedings going in 2019, it would have been very foobarred by everything that happened in 2020. So it worked out waiting until the end of 2020 to start the process, sort of thing, getting the ball rolling, and then it was officially in 2021 when I was moved is when the full proceeding starts, because it takes 3 months to be legally divorced. Like, that's why, like, we had started the journey. It was like Marchish, but May 27th to be exact. Still blows my mind that it ended up being May 27th was our official divorce date, because May 26, 2017, we had experienced a miscarriage. So it's just crazy to think that a few years later, the day after that, I'm so sentimental, damn it. I rarely forget things, especially things that have big meaning. 2017 was just a crazy, crazy year. Last few years have just been crazy. Oh, man. Oh. Alright, we got some herbage grinded up for future amber. There's still a hit skin here. I think we're going to try to do some daily challenges. But I don't know. I may just sit in this field and enjoy. Ooh, you know what? We could do that. She could drink a little. Yeah, get that rum up in that bitch. I love that she always has some Caribbean rum, because that's my go-to, is Malibu rum, which is like a similar. Easy peasy, a little bit of gold. Maybe if I feel chintzy after some more medicine, more chitty chatty. Maybe then I'll feel like going and doing a meta collector. We could do coins. Only have to find two of them. Coins would probably be the best thing to do because so far all coins I feel have been found underneath the ground. I also could do fossils. Fossils are always when done with a metal detector. But I feel like we'll probably do the coins if I am feeling so inclined. Ooh. Well, haven't had anyone to chat with other than me, myself, and I, per the use, but we have had some people pop in to chill, so that's cool at least. I definitely always hope for the chill and chat, because more so the chatty, but we'll take it. So thank you to anyone that's been lurking, twerking, or watching this incognitally. Special thank you to those watching this later on as posted content. You couldn't join us when we were live, and you wanted to still join the meeting, so you're watching it later. I love you for it. Jada Rose is now gone. That was definitely booty, so we're gonna get her cashed out, reloaded, and then kind of decide, do we want to collect some stuff, or we want to just chill in this field, because this field's been quite nice. It's currently just after 1. Rainbow will be home at 3, so regardless, the meeting will end about 2:30. So about like another hour, hour and a half, of just because I'm not ready for my upcoming week. You know, um, the 10 to 11 day stretch before Rainbow went to her dad's on Thursday was just so intense with Social Security hearing, birthday party, just all the craziness. And then, you know, I had plans for this weekend, and it hurts. It's going to affect me a bit, you know, that the person ghosted me yesterday, but I'm just hoping that the week goes very swiftly and lovely. You know, just enjoy the time that I get with my daughter, you know. I'm so thankful that I get to be her primary care provider and that I get as much time with her as I do, even though it can be quite exhausting. Um, yeah. But I do wish that I wasn't feeling so low, you know. I wish that I just, you know, wish I hadn't gotten ghosted, but you never want to be ghosted. But it's just always going to be better regardless, cuz I'd rather be ghosted than attempt to flourish something that is going absolutely nowhere. At least we found out now versus later. My, oh my, Jaded Rose. You're a leaky girl. She needs to be cleaned. We do not have time to do that right now. I will do that later. But we do. I'll use that one. Whenever she gets a bit liquidy, I'll just set her on her side and let her kind of drip out of her carb. That way, any resonation from the inside will go that way. Okay, good. Sometimes resin, you can't tell it's on your hands, but you won't see it. So I always make sure to sniff them. Oh man, so my friend Leah did make a comment that like kind of hurt my feelings, and I was gonna say something, but I could tell that she was very inebriated, so I wasn't going to say anything. But so Friday when we hung out, I wore damn near the same outfit, except Friday I was wearing a skirt, and Saturday I chose to wear shorts with my outfit. But the main difference is that Friday I wore some makeup, and Saturday I didn't. I personally think that I was looking cuter, my outfit and everything, on Saturday. But she had made a comment. She was like, "You look so hot last night," and I was just like, the only difference was that I was wearing makeup, and I wanted to say I'm even hotter without makeup. Like it just hurt my feelings, that I'd never heard her say that I was attractive like that until I had wore some makeup, and it just was like, ew. It's a huge reason why like I don't wear makeup a lot. I don't really enjoy wearing makeup often. I enjoy doing my makeup every so often, but it's for me, and I did do my makeup for her because she had seen pictures of me in my makeup and she does her makeup all the time, so I wanted her to see me with a makeup look. But it just kind of like it hurt that the first time that she said I looked hot was just happened to be a time that I was wearing makeup because I really do think that I looked way better on Saturday than I did Friday. The only difference was that on Friday I was wearing makeup. And it wasn't a lot of makeup because I don't ever wear a lot of makeup. Like, makeup for me is like some blush, some highlighter, eyeliner, and mascara. Boom, we're done. I like to play with my makeup and do different shadows, but I've literally never done in my adult life an eyeshadow look and gone out the house. In high school, my freshman year especially, eighth grade to my freshman year, I definitely wore eyeshadows, and I had like a very distinct sort of thing that I way of doing my makeup. But as an adult, I've yet to wear eyeshadow out and about. I always just do a cat eye. But I've done eyeshadow looks. It's just something that I was like me playing at home with my makeup. Yeah. But unfortunately, because of that comment that she made, I'll probably unfortunately never wear makeup around her ever again. Because I am definitely more beautiful, completely all natural. But I remember just like it making me feel a certain type of way. But when she said, "Oh, you looked hot last night," I just said thank you. But I definitely was just like inside my brain, I was like, I look hot all the time. Like I've never gone over to her house wearing something like what I'm wearing right now, and even right now, I think I look sexy. But I always am like in a cute outfit with my hair did. You know what I mean? Like I always look cute, attractive when I go over there. So just definitely hitting different to have the first time that she says that I look hot. It just happens to be the time I wear makeup, because makeup doesn't make you hot, and that's what it feels like that she was saying with that. Oh man, Jaded Rose. She's super, super duper liquidy. Definitely gonna have to clean her. I think in that case we'll enjoy one more toke and then probably say au revoir so that I can properly clean the Jaded Rose. myself a glass of chocolate milk. We hungry. Oh wow. If I want to do that, it's still there. That's tempting. I just don't know if I actually want to play yet. Ooh. She's not super cold, but she's definitely a little chilly. One thing that I like about my Cinder Cowgirl outfit is that she wears gloves and winter boots. So that does add a little bit of warmth to her. So where like this outfit can be used for warm weather, but also when it gets a bit chilly, she's okay. If the temperature drops below 30 though, we're going to have to put her snow fit outfit on, I think. It'll let me know. It'll put a little snowflake in the heart, and that's how you know that they're freezing. Or it'll put a sun if they're overheating. Right now she's probably cold, but she's not freezing. Man, my tummy hurts. Oh man, so I finished watching both seasons of Bridgerton. I think I'm gonna re-watch it because it was just that good. Alright. I'm gonna see how my hands will fare. We're gonna enjoy this Tokaluk, and then we're gonna go attempt to take down this here hideout, which I do believe is where that fire is over there, is the hideout, I'm thinking. I do need to go pee though, so I'll be right back. Let's go potty, enjoy our toke, and just enjoy the last 45 minutes of this meeting. I'll be right back. Okay, now that my bladder doesn't feel like it's exploding on itself, maybe that's why my tummy was hurting, because now my tummy doesn't hurt. Well, anyways. Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome to my Club of Cottontales. It is, 2 minutes to 4:20 somewhere. It's 1:18 p.m., so good motherfucking afternoon from me to you. But good evening, and of course, good morning to all the wonderful Cottontales around the world. It is Sunday. Rainbow will be home around 3, so the meeting's gonna go till about 2:30. I'm leaning more towards 2, because, I wanna watch some more Bridgerton. I already watched all of it, but I want to rewatch it. It was just that good. Um, but order of operations is enjoy a little Tokaloke. Thought about putting some crumble on it, but because Jada Rose is already kind of like needing to be cleaned, and I'm not sure how she's gonna toke, I'm not gonna put any crumble on it because I feel like it might waste it. But after we enjoy that, I think we are going to go attempt this hideout here to get more of our daily challenges, maybe, because it's just basically the hopes that 3 of those non-player enemies, well, for one, that there's more than 3 people there that we have to kill, but that 3 of them have some collectibles to be looted. Because I think we only get money and gold if we get all 3. I forget if it gives you for each one or if you have to complete the whole thing. I rarely pay attention. I really should pay more attention when I'm doing that. Cinder Cowgirl, you're looking fantastic. What a beautiful afternoon. Oh, morning. Beautiful morning. 9:55. That's definitely morning. 1 minute to 4:20 somewhere. Ooh, actually, 1:20 is 4:20 on the East Coast. So it'll be cheers to my best duder. They may be watching this as Post Hunter, or maybe they're even watching incognitally right now. Either way, cheers. Happy 4:20 to you. Money is coming. I don't know how or where, but money is coming. My left hand just keeps itching. Money, mail in packages. Money, mail in packages. That's the old wives' tale, anyways. I'm really grateful for everything I have in my life. Even though moving to the cave, I knew it would open a bunch of new sort of anxieties and stuff like that. I never could have imagined it would have been the way that it happened, but in the end, it got me away from living with Voldemort. It made it to where we could get the divorce going properly. It made it to where I could have my own environment and finally set things up, and, you know, each corner of my environment brings me joy. You know, that was one thing, and still stands true, is that we were way more established in the cave than we ever were in the home that we bought. Our big, beautiful home. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, beautiful big kitchen, large dining room, good sized living room, a fucking front porch, a big backyard, a shed, a shop, concrete area in the backyard, a fucking gate to open up in the backyard, a back gate that went into an alley. I lived off of a place that had an alley. I own property in Washington State. I can say in my lifetime, which there's a good portion of my family that can't say this, I have owned a home. I may not have gotten to live in it for more than 2 years-ish. Not even. I moved in 2019, and I moved out, yeah, so about 2 years. That's so crazy. But like my mom's never owned a house, and I have. I do still, because it's yet to be sold. It will sell this year, though. Well, I don't know if it will sell this year, but we'll go on the market this year. I hope the people who move into it can establish themselves more than we were able to, and I hope that they had similar dreams of what I had for it, because I had such dreams for that home. And now my dreams shift to my own version of home, from this wonderful transition cave to wherever we transition from here. I know that it'll always be my home, and it's beautiful. My mermy! Yay! I mean, we're towards the end of the meeting, but yay! We're also currently having a toke. And Jada Rose is actually hitting not as bad as I thought she would. She's needing to be cleaned quite badly, so she was leaking a little bit. But she's actually hitting quite properly at the moment. I'm so glad that you popped in. Cheers to my mermy, and of course, cheers to anyone that's lurking, twerking, or watching this incognitally. And of course, an extra special thank you to the individuals watching this as posted content. Couldn't be here with me live, so you're watching it later on, and I appreciate you. Content was just so needed after everything that's transpired over the weekend, but especially like, the 10 to 11 day stretch with Rainbow before this weekend was so exhausting, and I'm not fully ready for Rainbow to come home, but I will put myself in that realm. I'm excited to see her. I got to see other little girls at Leah's house yesterday. She has three daughters, but she also had her friend Allie over, who her daughter is named Galaxy. Beautiful. So little Galaxy made me, miss Rainbow. Like, Tristasia and Trinity always make me miss Rainbow. Even Kiara, though Kiara's almost 19. But just children make me think of my child. And, oh, man, little Miss Galaxy was so adorable. And her mom was so lovely. But, yeah, I'm not ready for my work week, so to speak. I'm not ready for my Mermy week. But that's okay, you know. Um, there's been many weeks where I haven't been ready for it, and we do the damn thing. So, right? Isn't that a beautiful name, Galaxy? I love it so much. And then she, of course, asked, she's like, "What's your daughter's name?" And I was like, "Well, technically Amber Jr., but I call her Rainbow." And she was like, "Oh," she absolutely loved that. And that was actually a topic of discussion a few times, was my daughter's name. There was quite a few people like, "I love that she's a junior. I love that." You always hear about guys is a junior, and some people think that only guys can be a junior. So absolutely love the fact that she's Amber M. Junior and I'm Amber M Senior. And then of course it gave me a chance to, tell them about how, she knows I'm Amber Senior and she's Amber Junior, and she even calls me Princess Mommy and she's Queen Amber Junior, and they're like, "Oh," just like, swooting over the adorableness that is my child, because who wouldn't? Cheers. If I had been playing it smart, I would have drank that one bottle of booze before going to fight the people. Alaska, how you doing, girl? You doing okay? Oh, good. I'm glad to see your mane is back. Last time we played, your mane disappeared, and it was absolutely terrifying. I don't know if you've seen, since I've changed I put the barrette in Cinderella's hair. Looks fantastic. Oh, you like that, Alaska? That's a good girl. My good girl. Oops, didn't want to do that. Oh my god, I didn't want to do that either. I'm sorry. Damn it. We just punched our fucking horse. I did not. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. I didn't mean to punch you. You know that I fucking suck at these goddamn things sometimes. I know. I know. Just stay. It is good. Everything is okay. I know. I punched you and I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. I don't even know why I pressed circle, damn it. I just finished brushing you. Man. I just decked my horse. God damn it. And then it butted me, so now my health got a little bit affected, so let's just take one of these. Because we're going to a hideout. I don't usually go and try to fight people, but one of our challenges is to collect collectibles from non-player enemies. So computers. So these would definitely be non-player enemies, just a bunch of computers. It's a hideout. So hopefully we have more than 3 people to kill, because realistically, if there was only 3 people, those 3 people are probably not going to have a collectible on them each. We need at least like double the amount, 6 people, so then there's better chances of 3 of those people having a collectible item on them. She got her mane back. How does that happen? I don't know. Technology, man. It was just like there was pelts sitting on her hind end that I didn't put there. I don't know if someone put there if the game glitched. I don't know how it glitched her main away. Like, technology, man. It really does what it wants, when it wants, however it wants. And sometimes that wanting is to do what we want it to do. Alright, let's go do this. Ooh, there's a lot of people. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's gonna get spicy. Oh, yeah. Woo! One at a time, baby. One at a time. We gotta play this smart. There's a lot of these motherfuckers. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be a good one. Oh, buddy, okay. Ooh. Alright, hold on, horsey. You okay? You okay? You okay? Yeah, we got this, baby. We're better on our horse together. You already know. We're just gonna keep riding and shooting. Riding and shooting. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, it's spicy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, spicy. Ooh, we got a Gatling gun up there. We gotta go back away. Let's go to the back. Shoot her in the damn bosoms. No, do you? Oh, shit. Alright, we gotta get that Gatling gun. You want some of Cottontale, baby? Bitch! Oh, who's got your machine gun now? Oh, the leader has surrendered. Oh, the leader has surrendered, you guys. Oh, to little old me. Oh, to little old me. To little old me. Oh. You've surrendered now.
Oh, Shay, look, you weren't right enough. Now take a breath. Yeah, you don't suppose you're suddenly in a merciful mood?
Oh, a merciful mood. Oh.
Suppose I just make cuts, huh?
Merciful mood, huh? You shot a machine gun at me. A fucking machine gun at me. You're lucky I didn't kill you. Now let's go and loot these motherfuckers. Ah, yes. All in a day's work. Okay, let's see. Alright, now we gotta hope that one of these motherfuckers has a collectible on them. Okay, and we gotta find all of these motherfuckers too. We killed quite a few, so some of the first ones we killed are over here. Oh, get off my loot, bird. Shot a fucking machine gun at me. As soon as I took out his machine gun, motherfucker, he's like, oh, I surrender. I surrender, Cottontale, please. Oh, please don't hurt me. You got shot. I did get shot. You sound like you're from the time period. Thank you. Thank you to my hands, too, for actually making through it, because that was quite a lot of people. Just saying. We have yet to find a collectible, though, which is making me a little sad. You know, because the hopes is that one of these motherfuckers would have a collectible on them. You know, preferably 3 of them have a collectible on them. So far, none of them have had. Okay, we looted him already. That's not what I want. Okay, good. Just making sure I'm still in defensive. I'm pretty sure the only way you get offensive is shooting other people. And I'm not into that. I just... Non-player enemies are one thing. It's kind of lame, though. Unfortunately, we have not found any collectibles on any of the people, which is kind of upsetting, but we're just gonna search everywhere and, you know, find as much loot as we can, since you know, we did this for a porpoise. Unfortunately, it didn't give us what we wanted, but definitely, sometimes I feel bad taking canned goods from houses, but I definitely don't feel bad taking it from this hideout. Um, they shot me with a goddamn machine gun. Like, who the fuck does that? Ooh, moonshine, we'll take that. Oh, check out our metatarsals here. Oh, our fucking hands. Ooh, oh, it doesn't help that they're super dry. I need to put lotion on them. Oh, no, damn it. I wanted to get the lockbox next to you. But since we're picking him up, we might as well. Really? Nothing in the lockbox. That's... Okay. Okay, well, I think we've gathered everything that we can. Double check up here. Hey there, Alaska. Oh, I bet you we can cook at that fire pit. Let's see if we can. Alright. Rainbow will be home in about an hour. I just got the text from her dad that he's getting gas and headed down this way, so... Show craftables. Kit. Potent horse medicine. Potent health cure. ginseng. I'm pretty sure I have medicines for the horses, so I'm going to use the ginseng to... Oh, man. Let this be for my social security. I feel like, that will be some of the first part of no longer just surviving, actually getting to live. Would be nice to be out of survival mode. Well, that was disappointing, because the whole reason that we did that was the hopes that they would have a collectible on them. And we did kill a lot of people, but there was no collectibles on any of them. Quite saddening. Right, yeah, I don't, who knows? Yeah, I don't. I'm sure I'll find out, what they did over the weekend when he drops her off, but I definitely never know, if she's going to be going to see her grandparents or not. I would think that he would at least try to see his mom so then he could give her her birthday gift from you. But I do not know. Damn it, fucking wolves. Fucking wolves. Mountain. Damn, there are all sorts of animals out here. Ah, I love my horse's light. It makes things so much easier. Oh, great. Oh. I'm not happy about being in here one iota. You hear all that creaking? Ooh. Uh, great grandma, I think, is, she's either 90 or 91 now. So, we are gonna make our way, because I at least want to get one more of my challenges done, so we're gonna go search for one more coin, and then we'll be saying our goodbyes after that, so then I can just kind of digress and wait for the Voldemort, because I'm not sure if it's gonna be just him. I kind of just always assume it's gonna be all of them these days, um, even though I'd rather it not be. I'd much rather it just be Voldemort, because I don't even like to have to see him, but I do it in order for our, us to co-parent for our daughter. But I really would rather not have to even see him, so of course I don't want to see his lady. But ooh. But yeah, Rainbow will be home just before 3. Usually she gets here just before 3. Should give me time to watch maybe The Masked Singer. I fell asleep watching Masked Singer last night. So much so that I actually fell asleep wearing my glasses, and I woke up freaking out because I couldn't find my fucking glasses anywhere. So I was being very, very careful, and then I found them and they were on my bed. I was laying on them. Thankfully, obviously, they did not break. But, oh man, talk about like freaking out when I realized that I woke up and my glasses weren't on my face, but my TV was still on. And then I was like, I looked in my glass case, and as soon as it wasn't in the glasses case, I was like, oh no. Now we gotta try to figure out where the heck my glasses are. And they were literally in my bed, folded up, which was crazy. They were folded up, but they were laying where I was laying. So I very much so had been sleeping on my glasses for a few hours. Fucking terrifying, let me tell you what. I I don't know if my insurance would cover any of my glasses. I know that I have vision and dental and mental health. Like, I'm pretty sure I have all of that within my health insurance, but I'm not 100%. So I really don't want to have to get new glasses. Like, that is just something that I'm not trying to do anytime soon. You're supposed to get new glasses every 2 years, which means that I would need to get new glasses this year or next year. I forget.
Hey there, friend. How can I help you?
But I can almost for surely say that I don't ever get new glasses when I'm supposed to, and I'm supposed to get my eyes checked once a year. I haven't done that. I know I should, but I haven't. Right? I'm super lucky they didn't fucking break, considering like I fell asleep wearing them. I was wearing them, unless like I took them off and I was holding them in my hand. I don't know, but they were folded up, laying on my bed. One side was a little stiff, like the arm joint was a little stiff, but I'd rather just have a little bit of sniff in it versus it being just straight up broken. Yeah, man. Definitely a mild heart attack this morning with that. God, the wolves are just like... They are on one. Right? I'm so thankful that she has a great grandma too. And that she's got a blanket that her great grandma made her. And I love that I mean, she has one grandma and her great grandma that both have A. You know, she has a grandma Alberta and a grandma Angeline. And then her mom is, got an A. And then I love that her other grandma, it's a J, and she's got Junior, so I love that. It's super cute. This coin was a lot further than I anticipated. But we're getting close now. Oh shit, and we're right by Madame Nazar. Page of Pentacles. Alright, you guys. With that, we have gotten 2 things found with a metal detector. Still a little disappointing that I actually did attempt to do this by going to a hideout, and we successfully did the hideout, but we didn't get any of that, but that's okay. I'm not gonna go to Madame Nazar, but I am going to enjoy her music. And I think we're gonna load just one last bowl. Aw, yes. I already know that all the grandparents are definitely grateful for Amber Jr. Well, and she's the youngest grandchild on both sides. She's your youngest grandchild currently, and she is Alberta and David's youngest grandchild. So I just think that's super cool. Although I don't think Helen's done. I definitely think that Justin's going to end up having another nephew or a niece at some point. Maybe not, because Helen did say that she really didn't enjoy being pregnant. Like, she had a rather kind of messed up experience. So maybe not. It may be the sort of thing that, like, his parents had a boy and a girl, and then his kids had a boy and a girl. It is really cool that right now Rainbow is the youngest grandchild on both sides. And maybe forever. I don't think so, though. I think that my youngest brother, he'll have kids at some point, whether it's his own biological children or children that are adopted into the family, either through marriage or actual adoption. Um, but he also may just end up being the cool uncle. But that would be kind of crazy if Rainbow ended up being the last grandchild in general on both sides. That would be rather interesting. But I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd be like, ooh, holy shit. Not only is my kid an only child, but she's the last grandchild on both sides. Oh man, I guess it's rather impressive that she's not spoiled. I mean, she is spoiled, but she doesn't super act spoiled. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of crumble on this tokaloke. So I'm sure my mermie is getting a toke ready, but cheers to anyone else that is also. Either way, they'll be loved, right? Exactly. Right? It would. Even my mermaid says, yes, it would be different. It'd be super different if Rainbow ended up being the youngest grandchild, like, in general, just the last grandchild. Okay. Get a little crumble umble. Some more giddy up and go. Love. Blowing out some smoke, letting you know that we're about to toke. Cinder Cowgirl is looking amazing. What's the temperature here? Okay, she's good. Where's my horse? Oh, there she is. She was still over there. Yeah, for anyone who's curious, I still have not heard back from the person I was supposed to hang out with. The last that we spoke was Thursday afternoon. Cheers, I love that Junior loves to get hugs and give hugs, right? Yeah, she's super affectionate. It's definitely one of her best qualities. A cheers. Pip pip cheerio. Man, so you remember I was saying that I need a new rice cooker and that I was just gonna be done using my rice cooker? Well, I couldn't help myself. I had made some really good rice stuff over the last week, so I went ahead and got another bag of rice. But I really do need to get a new rice cooker because the one I'm currently using is rather old. There's a few appliances that I need, but I couldn't help myself. I made, like, especially the most recent thing I made is I did some leftover rice with some better cheddar dogs that I cut up into it. It was so delicious. Like, put it all in the pan together and fried it up. Oh, it was so good. I still can't believe that Walgreens has a better price for the better cheddar dogs than, like, Safeway does. I think Walmart is always going to have the best price on them in general. Winco used to be like my jam back in the day, but I don't know. Winco is just kind of like so big and daunting now when I go in it. I feel like it's a mini Costco. I like how Madame Nazar, I can hear her going, Excuse me, miss, I think you were looking for me." Which on any other day, yes, we would. And I may still go over there and, make a little extra money, sell some collectibles, but right now I'm just enjoying her music. And I really need to lotion my hands. But it's after 2, so either way, in the next 26 minutes, the meeting will come to an end. I always end between 2:30 at the latest, because Rainbow will be home, by or before 3. So, hello, random person. Okay, well, anyways, cheers. Finish our Tokaluk, enjoy Madame Nazar's music, and then say our au revoirs and goodbyes. Oh, 'tis be a good week. Oh no, she didn't change her clothes, it's just wet. So that's I love that realisticness of the game, so that's why her hair doesn't look blonde anymore because it's wet. And her outfit looks darker because she's all soaking wet now. I usually put on her hat, but I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying standing in the rain with the Madame Nazar music in the back. One thing that's very disappointing about being ghosted by, the reconnection with the old friend is that, I had been talking to them very consistently for the last couple weeks. Like, I thought that I had found an extroverted friend again, And then to have all this just transpire the way that it did is just very disappointing on many levels, but especially the level of I thought that I had someone to communicate on a daily basis, you know? My life is pretty mundane and doesn't have a lot of super excitement to it, but it's still enjoyable to have people to talk to. Like, yeah, my life is like he even mentioned a couple times, like, oh, your life is really structured. And I'm like, well, you need that for children, and you would think that someone who has 2 children of themselves would know that your life needs to be structured for the child. I have worked very hard to have the structure that Rainbow has, and I'm very thankful for it too. Um, but it is kind of surprising that just all of it transpired the way that it did. I thought that I had found a, extroverted friend, a parent friend, but then also getting to reconnect with an old friend who, back in the day I considered them like a best friend. It's just, that is realistic, isn't it though? Just like how how she was bleeding, but now she's all cleaned off, it's because she got rained on. But she's still dirty, so the rain was enough to rinse blood off, but not enough to scrub the dirt off. How cool is that, right? Oh, there's my horsey. You give Alaska some pats. Alaska. My horse is named after a drag queen for anyone who doesn't know. Madame Nazar in the background. Me in my beautiful Cinder Cowgirl outfit. Finishing our toga look. I'm so thankful that my Mermy was able to tune in. And of course, thank you to anyone else that's been lurking, twerking, watching incognito. Been having a good little 2 hour plus meeting. Definitely much needed. If you've seen the title, it does very much say, pretty sure I am being ghosted. And then, of course, it's got RDO in the end portion, because that's what we're playing, is some Red Dead Online. But, I haven't spoken to them since Thursday, and it's it's pretty sure that you're being ghosted when, you've taken the time to make plans, weeks in advance. And then the week of the hangout, the person that you're supposed to hang out with, they confirm plans on Tuesday, and you're supposed to hang out Saturday, and then you converse, and the last time you hear from them is Thursday, which you don't think is weird because they have to work a lot that day, so you play it off like it's nothing, but that ends up being the last day that you hear from them, is during a break time at work. And you send them stuff later, and some of the stuff they look at, like a picture I shared from my game, because that's the fun stuff that I do during the week, is game or watch a show or whatever, so I was sharing that with my friend, and then they never check the messages ever again. So but it's kind of messed up that you confirm plans for Saturday on Tuesday, last time you speak to them is Thursday, and you just don't hear from them again. you know, Thursday comes and goes, Friday comes and goes, Saturday, the day you're supposed to hang out, comes and goes, and now it's Sunday, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so the day is going. But it is what it is, as I mentioned quite a few times with any sort of ghosting, to be ghosted is better than to attempt to flourish something that's going nowhere. I would much rather someone ghost me and stop me attempting to continue trying to make a connection with them that's clearly not happening. So, but it's definitely disappointing, especially in this aspect. Second attempt at reconnecting with an old friend, second fail. But really, it's not a fail, it's just more knowledge gained. The first time around, I was very uncomfortable. They put me in situations that were uncomfortable, so that's why we didn't want to reconnect with her anymore. And this time, the guy doesn't want to reconnect for whatever reason. It just I gotta stay mindful and focused on, me, myself, and I, and my rainbow. Focus on health, home, future, and everything else will just kind of flow into place. Romance being one of those. Oh, I can't wait. But even aside from romance, just having someone to talk to every day that I can converse with and talk about life and. But until next time, and always, thank you for being here and joining me for my Club Cottontail meeting. Only the universe truly knows when we're gonna make some more content, but I imagine it will be next week unless at some point during the week we, well, need a Club Cottontail. So until then, And always remember to be kind to yourself and everyone else. And we'll see you next time. Bye. I love you too.